In our last episode, we made it to Agua Verde where we gave out school supplies and soccer balls to the kids. This time around, we check out more of the surrounding area and make a couple of hops north farther into the Sea of Cortez. Agua Verde is an interesting and dusty little Baja town with nearly 300 full-time residents. And with a 25-mile rough dirt road to get there from the highway, it makes it pretty remote. And we were there to check it out. Up we go. With miles of trails used by the farmers and their goats, it gave us lots of options for hiking around. And one of the first places we came to was this old cemetery, which was a pretty good reminder of how hard life on the Baja can be. From the cemetery, we made our way up and over a ridge to check out some of the views. It's hot. Everything here has got pricklies. Everything. Not one friendly bush anywhere in the desert. Yep. Everything wants to get you. Pretty amazing up here. Hot. You made it, Ben. Top of the world. And the best way to cool off after a long and hot hike? Well, that's pretty easy. You go jump in the water. Going snorkeling. Because it's hot. Gotta cool off. The water in Agua Verde, well, it was surprisingly chilly. But I have to admit, it was pretty darn nice. And while we were out snorkeling around with our good friends Molly and Ben from SV Ripple, we stumbled upon another large school of mobula rays. Pretty awesome. After a few days in Agua Verde, it was time for us to move on. So the next morning, with a good stiff southerly breeze, we picked up the anchor and we were off. There's Ripple back there. They're amazingly slow. A long ways back. With a handful of hours to our next destination, we put our heads together, but still couldn't figure out what makes our good friends on Ripple so slow. The best we could come up with is the fact that we've got a racing stripe and they don't. And because we've got the faster boat, we made it to the anchorage at Candalero Chico, and we got the prime spot. This is why it pays to have the fast boat, because we get the good spot and they get the crappy spot. Actually, they get a pretty good spot too. What do you think?
It's beautiful. It's pretty amazing. It's so secluded.
Yeah. Once Ripple's anchor was set, we all piled onto the paddle boards, and then we went off to explore the bay. We're anchored in Candalero Chico. It's a pretty awesome little spot. It's just a little tiny bay. It's a nook right on the side of the Sea of Cortez. Room for just a couple of boats. So it's us and Ripple right back there. Right there. It's actually a pretty awesome little spot. But it is hot here. Most nights on the Baja you get a breeze off the land that's pretty warm, but since this little nook is kind of like an armpit, that little warm breeze doesn't go anywhere. So it's an inferno here. Beautiful though. So we're gonna move on. Today's gonna be about as easy as it gets. It's about 2 miles to the next anchorage, and it's pretty much flat calm. And those 2 miles, Brenda's still trying to catch some fish. She's hardcore.
But not too surprisingly, in those 2 miles, there were no fish to be had.
Well, this is in, where are we at? Bahia de Candelero. We got the wind tunnel up, the shade, because it is hot. Makes it a whole lot cooler in the boat, which is pretty nice. Amazingly cooler in the boat. Over there's Ripple. And over there is a big, huge resort. Seems like it's out of place, but people are there. I have no idea how they get here. It's way out in the middle of nowhere on the Baja Peninsula, and there's that guy. It's a 200 plus foot powerboat. Don't know where they're from, but they're big and noisy. The amazing thing about this place is our phones work, thanks to that big resort. We got internet, we got phones. So we're gonna roam around and go have some lunch up there. And some tacos are calling my name. We're in the resort. We got bracelets, so we can roam around. We were hoping to sneak into the pools, but they are on us like white on rice. No sneaking around here. Second we landed the dinghy, they were on us. But they gave us bracelets. We can roam around and go have some food.
I need a girls' weekend at a spa with Molly. This is the perfect place. There's like 5 or 6 pools here. There's an adult pool, a jacuzzi, a spa.
It ain't
I feel
happening.
like Molly and I need a little break to bond and to have some pool time. We haven't done enough bonding. I know.
No, it ain't happening. It ain't happening.
But what was gonna happen was some lunch.
They gave us frozen towels.
So I was going.
This is heavenly.
Thank you for your
We're never leaving. First hamburger in months. We're off. Burger, hit the spot.
We didn't get to go in the pool.
Since we weren't able to sneak into the pools, we decided the next morning it was time to move on.
Okay, we just left Candelero Bay back there. Way back there. Just a short little hop today. It's about 5 miles up to Honeymoon Cove, which is on Danzante Island. So, pretty short and easy. 0 wind, so we're motoring. Still a little perplexed about that hotel back there. Seems a little out of place. Super rugged and remote, and then there's a big, huge resort. Smack dab in the middle of all this. But I guess everybody wants to come out here, and that's all right.
After a short and easy 5-mile hop, we made it here.
And this is Honeymoon Cove. It's pretty awesome. Water's crystal clear. We can see the anchor drop in about 25 feet of water. It's about perfect. And we got the shade up because it's cooking hot. Shade is a necessity. Don't leave home without it. There's Brenda calling me a dork because I'm talking to a camera. I'm talking to you. I'm talking to you.
I'm trying to talk to someone else.
No cell service out here. We had cell service in the last bay. Nothing here.
It's a bummer, but at least it's pretty. I've got cell service right here.
Don't move.
Right here. It's gonna be a long night, and my arms are gonna be really tired.
Even though Brenda could eke out a little bit of cell service, we had to go check out the island.
Okay, let's do this.
Where are you going today?
Going to the top because it's hot. Why wouldn't you want to do that on a really hot day?
Exactly.
It's like probably 100.
Mm-hmm.
Perfect time to go climb a mountain.
And right behind us, there was Molly and Ben from Ripple. Most of the hiking we've done in Mexico has been a bit of a meander through the landscape while we've found our own way. But here on Danzante Island, there's something we haven't seen a whole lot of in Mexico. Real hiking trails. These are the first real trails we've seen in Mexico. Pretty awesome. And the view from the top, well, it's not too shabby. It's actually probably one of the best hikes we've seen in Mexico so far. Spectacular and hot. Holy crap, is it hot. On the way back down, we found the closest thing to an air conditioner we've seen in quite a while. Breeze. But the good thing about being in the Sea of Cortez is that we can usually find some way to cool off. But that's about it for this episode. We'll see you next time.